Hey guys, Lodicus here with an achievement walkthrough for Ayre and the Crystal Comet. This is due to be released on the 19th of April 2023. It was developed by Gordon Little and published by Eastasiasoft. It can be found in both the Xbox and PlayStation stores for $9.99. Ayre and the Crystal Comet is a chilled, free-to-explore sandbox game where you'll find yourself flying around the environment on your pet dragon, collecting gems, armour and completing ring races. The full completion will take you around an hour once you've mastered flying the dragon. Achievements are primarily around collecting or interacting with things in the environment, such as collecting 100 gems, 10 pieces of armour, 12 history markers and completing 9 ring races. There's also a couple of achievements for falling from a height and landing in water. So let's jump straight into the game. You should get an achievement as soon as you load in called Welcome to Ayre. The controls are a little tricky to get used to, so you move around or look around with the left analog stick, move around with the right analog stick. A is to jump, but holding B is sprint. For whatever reason, the traditional pushing in left stick is photo mode, and I find myself pushing that a lot rather than B for sprint, so try not to do that. X is to mount or dismount your dragon, and finally Y is to whistle for him if you are on foot. This first item I'm picking up here is a gem. We need to collect 100 of those, but there's at least 300 or more scattered throughout the world, so we just only have to pick up a portion of those. We're going to mount up onto our dragon by pressing X. The flight on the dragon is inverted, so obviously up makes you go down, down makes you go up. What I'm going to do here is get 2 of the achievements out the way relatively quickly. We're going to jump off by pressing X, and then we're going to close our wingsuit again by pressing A, and then we're just going to fall, which will get a great height achievement pop, and then we're just going to land in the water, which will also give us the achievement called Wet. For whatever reason, this achievement's got a really long delay on popping. It also holds up the other achievements that we're about to get, and they all kind of come through at once. You'll have noticed there I pressed X and I flew onto the dragon. That shouldn't have happened. I think it's a bit of a bug. What you would have to do is come out of the water and press Y to call him, and then he'll come down to the ground eventually, and you just press X to mount up onto him again. Once we're back on top of the dragon, we're going to head over to this crystal and just press A on that. After a brief conversation, we will get the achievement pop for Crystal Chat. Although the crystal does mention come back to me once you've picked up 5, 15, 50 and 100 crystals, it's not necessary for the achievement, and you only really need to talk to him in this one instance. There's only one more miscellaneous achievement left, which is to equip a piece of armour. All the others are around collectibles or collecting things in the environment. So I'm going to fly off and find a couple of those for you now and give you some examples. I'm not going to narrate over this whole hour of footage, but I will show you some hints and tips on how to get through this as quick as possible if you're looking for a quick completion. So that circular ring structure that we just walked past, that is the start of a race. I'm just picking up a few of the gems that are laid around these ruins. Do your best to collect the gems, certainly the ones that are on the floor. Anything that's up on the top of a structure I wouldn't bother with, they're a bit too difficult to pick up. You do need to be dismounted to interact with any of the structures, so just press X to jump off the dragon and then press A on the structure to start off the ring race. One big gold ring should appear, just fly through it with your dragon and then head through the remaining rings within the time. In the bottom left corner, you'll notice there's a picture or symbol of the dragon. When that fills up yellow or gold, that gives you 1 boost. To boost your dragon, just press right trigger and it'll give you a little burst of speed and certainly get you through the rings a lot quicker. The dragon flies similar to a plane would within the air, so if you pull back, you're going to slow down due to air resistance. And then if you push the nose down on the dragon, you'll get a burst of speed and go a lot quicker while plummeting to the ground. We have a total of 9 rings to complete. If you don't get them completed within the time, they will count as a fail and you'll need to redo that ring or move on to another one. I think there's in the region of around 25 to 30 ring races in total. Some of them are a lot longer than others. Some of them can take anywhere between 8 to 10 minutes to complete based on the timer. So if you do find one that looks like it's going to take an age and it's maybe got 60 plus rings to go through, what you can do is press start and go over to race and just quit the race out to cancel it completely. And then you can explore a little bit more, find another ring race that's maybe got 8 to 12 rings and do it relatively quickly. Once you get through the final ring, you should get the achievement pop for Ring Racer 1. However, we still got a bit of a backlog or delay due to the wet achievement popping. So once that's popped, these all should come through nicely. So now I'm flying over to the center where we first started on the top of the mountain with the dragon. I'm going to pick up a couple of the gems. You can also sprint on the dragon by holding B. And I found it was a lot easier to maneuver while walking rather than flying on the dragon. This is a history marker. There's a total of 12 of these we need to find. All the markers look the same, so they're this obelisk shape, and on the front of them is like a blue plaque. They're usually near some sort of landmark or historical site. They should be pretty easy to spot, and there's around about 30 I believe in the game, and we only need to get about a third of those to get the achievement. So from that marker I'm just heading down this stairwell because there's a few gems here to pick up. Like I said, we need to collect 100 of these, so it's best to collect these as you're moving between points of interest. Again, just mooching around on the dragon while he's running around on the floor because it's a little easier to navigate. We're now just wandering around this center area of the map, just seeking out one of our other collectibles that we need. There is an armor piece that we've not yet shown you. Everything else has been shown up to now. I'm just going to land here and collect a couple of these gems while I'm mooching around. There's also another historical marker there that I'm going to fly down, probably get the gems first and then interact with the marker. Again, just jump off the dragon, press A on the marker, go through the little cutscene, and that's 2 of the 12. The achievement for wet has now popped. There we go, jump into the water, and as you'll see, all the other achievements that we should have had pop will start popping. So winning a race, collecting 10 gems, talking to the crystal, all those should start popping now. And going forward, they should be all popping in real time. As this is a sandbox exploration game, there's no right or wrong way of doing things. You just kind of go around minding your own business, chilling out on your dragon, collecting all these things until you've got enough for the full gamer score. You can, if you wanted to, follow my route or path that I'm taking. It took me around 50 minutes in this playthrough to get the full completion score. It looks like I'm going to do another ring race, and I think shortly after that we then do get an armor piece. I'm going to go quiet now on terms of narration, but I will put a couple of timestamps to the armor piece and equipping the armor piece just to talk you through those achievements. After that, I'm just going to let the rest of this video play out, and if you wanted to follow my path or route I'm taking, then you can. So as I'm doing this ring race, on the corner here at this valley, I do spot an armor piece or a sculpture of the armor piece just below. So I'm actually going to skip or pause the race for a moment and just deviate to this armor piece. Land the dragon, jump off and interact with it. So these armor pieces all look the same. They're kind of a torso sculpture. You just need to press A and it'll give you an item. It'll also give you the achievement here for picking up your first armor piece. There is a total of 10 we need to pick up. They are probably the most tricky ones to see because they're quite small in size. But the field of view is pretty good in this game, so you can go quite high up in the sky and still see them. At the end of this race, I am going to attempt to equip it. So we'll go through these last couple of rings. And then as we fly up to our next destination that I'm going to go to, I believe I do go into the start menu and equip the armor piece. As you'll see, for completing ring races, it will also increase your dragon's speed and performance. It'll also reduce the cooldown sometimes on your boost as well, on your right trigger. I think at this point we'd then try to equip the armor piece, or do equip the armor piece. So just press start to open up your book, and then tab across or click on the armor helmet once displayed. This will open the armor pieces that you've unlocked. We've got the one at the top left there, which is steel neck plates. Get that equipped and you should get the achievement. It's not necessary to equip any more armor. You do need to collect 10, but you don't actually need to equip it to your character. It's just more of a cosmetic thing. Now all we need to do is finish off the remaining ring races, collect the armor, history markers and gems, and then we should get the full completion. Like I said earlier, there's no right or wrong way to do it. It's just an open sandbox. Go out there, explore, and find the items that you need. Like I said, you can follow along with my guide. I do get the full completion in around 50 minutes total. I'm now going to go quiet and leave you to the rest of the video. If you did find this useful, as always, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.
Mm-hmm.